Hamilton Tiger Cats head coach Scott Milanovich joins us. And Scott, I want to talk about your creativity on offense. It's unbelievable, jumps off the tape. Where do you get your ideas from? But most importantly, how do you implement them?
We're no huddle. Well, that helps. It gives us a little bit extra time with the motions, shifts, things of that nature. And our guys have just bought into it. We've got smart players. You're going to have a hard time on our offense if you can't think and understand all the different formations and motions. And, Bo does a great job of getting guys lined up and understanding how we're trying to attack people.
You mentioned Bo Levi Mitchell there. Trevor Harris made a reference to the two of them playing well, even though they're grandpas in the league. How has Bo in particular been able to have this renaissance that you talked about when you came in? You thought he could have an Anthony Calvillo-like renaissance.
Yeah, Bo's done a great job of just learning a different way to do things. Obviously, he had a ton of success in Calgary, won a couple of Grey Cups, but we did things just a little bit differently. It took us a little time. It took me a little time to figure out what are his best attributes and how do I need to utilize him? And then he's learned me. So I think that's what you're seeing is just what comes after a bunch of reps and a lot more understanding.
You were really on him about cutting down the interceptions. His TD to INT ratio is unbelievable, 21-3 so far in 2025. How has that evolution happened for him?
Well, it's been great, obviously. The thing is, he's done it without getting conservative, and that's the difficult part of this is, okay, I'll still push it down the field when we can, but let's understand when we can't and not put our defense in a bad position, not hurt ourselves in field position battle. And you can see the fruits of that. He's doing a great job making decisions. He needs to keep doing it. That's why we're scoring points.
The guy on the other side in this matchup was Saskatchewan, Trevor Harris. You coached, going all the way back to, I think, him starting in the league. Is that right?
Yep.
Do you see much of his tape?
I do, actually. They're in our breakdowns quite a bit. Yeah.
And what do you think of the level he's played at in 2020?
I think Trevor's playing the best football of his career right now. And, when I first had him in Toronto, he had the ability to move around a little bit, and he was kind of an underrated, in my opinion, guy in the pocket. And as he's gotten older, he's still nifty in the pocket. He's not going to run it as much, but his accuracy is as good as anybody in football. His understanding of the game and where to go with the ball. Nobody's getting the ball out of his hands quicker than Trevor in football. And, I've known Trev for a long time.
Where does that accuracy come from? Because I asked him about it. He couldn't pinpoint it. He kind of felt like it was natural.
Yeah, I think it's innate. It's hard to – you can help guys, I think, with accuracy, but the truly Ricky Rays, guys that are just going to put it on the fingertips, keep a guy running, that's something I think that's hard to coach.
Kenny Lawler was a major offseason acquisition for the Tiger Cats, and you clearly had a plan when you brought him in because he moves all over the field. You got to really spot that guy on your offense to keep up with him, and I'm sure his fitness level is absolutely at its peak. What's so special about him?
He's a great competitor, first and foremost. I didn't know Kenny at all before he got here, but he loves football. He practices hard every day. I have to get on him about not diving for balls in practice. He's just he's going to block. I mean, he does everything that you would want, and he's got a champion's pedigree, and he I think has risen the level of some of our other guys on this team.
Have you been around anybody that's made as many unbelievable catches as Kenny Lawler has just to start this season through 9 games?
I was with S.J. Green. Chad Owen's a very different receiver in the way that he was dominant the year he broke all the records. Kenny's very unique at the X position, his ability to run routes, his ability to make 50-50 catches. He's certainly he's in that conversation for sure.
Do you notice other teams paying more and more attention to him? It seems like he's getting bracketed more often.
Yeah, no doubt. We were waiting. He started off on fire, and he was getting a lot of one-on-ones earlier in the year, and that's part of why we need to keep moving him around, like you were talking about. If everybody knows where he's going to be at, they're going to leave another guy there.
The other part of that, though, too, is you have some other really talented receivers in the receiving group. Keandre Smith comes to mind, Shamar Bridges, and obviously Tim White. Those guys are starting to have that uptick. Was the focus in the early season to get Kenny Lawler the ball, or was it going to him through the read progression?
The focus was to get him the ball. I try to get him and Tim the ball first and foremost from the receiver standpoint. And then, Keandre and everybody else are kind of falling in line. And I wanted to get him and Bo off to a good start, and we were fortunate enough to do that. But those guys, that was the hard part of early in the year. Is some of the other Tim didn't have I guess a fast start, but then he did pick it up a couple weeks in when they started doubling, and then Key. So it's kind of been all of them. Shamar had a nice game last week. So when you have that many good receivers, it can be tough to get everybody the ball, and they always want it. And, that's just their competitiveness.